All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another ARPneuro Q&A, our first ARPneuro Q&A of 2024. So hope everyone had a good holiday. It's already starting off pretty exciting. Matt Dell, good to see you again. Long time no
Jake,
see. How you
Happy
doing?
New Year, my friend. Good.
Happy New Year to you too.
It's kind of good to get back into a routine, huh?
100%. I'm excited to be back. It's good to be through all the holidays. I'm not a big holiday guy. Gets everyone out of the rhythm. Everyone gets sick, and it's nice to be back in the groove.
I love it. We haven't even started. We haven't even gone, like, we just started. We've already got 20 questions. So I love it. As a matter of fact, some very exciting news. I think we got one of our ARPneuro clients, been a big proponent of it, is up for Man of the Year. And I think tonight's the last night to vote.
Yes, it is.
And I just saw a video, 10 minutes before we started. Is there a way to show that for everybody that's on tonight?
You asked, you shall receive. Here you go, sir.
What's going on, ARPneuro? This is Lane Johnson of the Eagles. Last night of the year to vote for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Challenge. So I would appreciate you for voting. And thank you, ARPneuro, for helping me throughout my career, dealing with injuries, and help me get back on the field and playing to where I need to play. So,
wow, how cool is that?
I mean, unbelievable. Everybody knows Lane Johnson if they're any football fan at all. Philadelphia Eagles, he's a rock star. And you can see the link below. Sarah's already on top of it. Please vote for him. Take a look at all the things he's done. He truly deserves this. He is in the front running. He's very close, but we need the ARPneuro family to help push him over that line. He truly deserves this. Great guy, just a really good person all around. If I could vote for him 20 times, I would do it. I tried it. The technology wouldn't have let me, but
I think it does, Jake. It actually allows.
Does it? Well,
yes. So
I didn't know it actually counted those votes.
Yeah, I guess you can keep voting after we get done. I've got kind of I feel like I'm torn because I think the other guy who's up is the nephew of a very good friend of mine, and he is, so it's a battle between two known unbelievable people in the NFL. So I'm happy if either one of those guys would win. So
yeah, it's good. We're partial to him because he's definitely been a big proponent and has gotten a lot of results from ARPneuro. But
well,
you're right, a lot of good guys in there.
Between him and all the other guys on the Eagles, it's like let's hope we can get them all back in ready for the playoffs. So
yeah, we got to get them healthy. We got to get them healthy and winning games again. Come on.
Good stuff. Sarah's always on top of it. There's the link for anybody that wants to go out and vote and take a look at his story. It's phenomenal. Not only is he a stud on the field, but a great person off. So wish him all the best, and hopefully he takes home. Just being nominated, it's got to be just an unbelievable accomplishment for him.
100%. But if you can, please click on there. I'm not telling you to vote for Lane Johnson, but I'm telling you to vote for Lane Johnson.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, good stuff. And like Chicago, I think you can vote multiple times. So
cool. So even your dead loved ones can, of 150 years ago, can vote for this.
I love it. Well, let's jump in. We've got a ton of questions. As a matter of fact, I'll do the traditional. Let's go through a very quick overview of who we are. And there we go. The technology's been around for 20 plus years, great success rate, helping professional athletes, really has been kind of the bread and butter, but we're now on a mission to take this not only to professional athletes, collegiate athletes, high school athletes, weekend warriors, anybody that's just trying to recover or stay healthy to, stay active in life at any age. You can go to the next slide. Like we mentioned, it's kind of really been prevalent with athletes like Lane Johnson and others all over the NFL, NBA. Obviously, Jake and I spent some quality time with all the different teams at the winter meetings down in Nashville. That was awesome. Great to hear their stories and success at each of the clubs and how they've integrated the technology into all of their locker rooms and players. And should be very busy year. They're going to start taking the technology to not only into all of their minor league programs as well to try to help. And it's all about the outcomes. So you can go to the next slide. For those that don't know who we are, we have two products. It's the RX100 and the PRS. The RX100 is a class 2 medical device that can contract up to 500 contractions per second. We'll get into some detail about that, and as well as the over-the-counter PRS that is another same exact technology and really great for on the road or anybody that's wants to take advantage of the technology on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
Lane Johnson, this is perfect timing. He actually has used it. This was an article written, I think, last year when he had a torn groin muscle, and he was able to, because of the technology, he was able to play throughout the playoffs and the Super Bowl. I think this was this year, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. So the timing of today's video and what we're talking about is fantastic. This is actually him getting prepared for a game earlier in the season, not only utilizing the PRS, which is there in his left hand, but some other technologies. And what we want to do is kind of talk about how this technology can help integrate with other things that you may be using. So you can go to the next slide.
Yeah, absolutely. We get all this.
Yeah. So, basically, I think for those that know, it helps alleviate pain, helps prevent injury. It helps accelerate the natural healing of soft tissue, increases range of motion, and it helps muscle conditioning and re-education. So we've got some unbelievable studies coming that talk about the improvement of performance for athletes getting ready for combines, for vertical jumps, throwing, strength, all that stuff. So I'm really excited. Hopefully we can do a Q&A on that in the future. But today's discussion is really about how this integrates with other available technologies and modalities out there to help not only recover, but improve performance and get ready and prevent injury. So you can go to the next slide.
Love it. Perfect.
Common condition. There's so many that this technology can help. There's a whole list on our website. I want to ask, Jake, is that coffee at this hour? Are you, or is that tea?
This is actually my concoction of herbal tea. So no coffee. There's no caffeine in this.
I could tell you are one of those guys suffering from a holiday cold or flu of some sort.
It was weird. It hit me a little bit heavier today. I thought I got past it, and I got hit by a hammer. But I'm feeling good. I had some good doctors get my back, so I think I got on top of it.
I love it. Pressing through.
Exactly.
Let's do it. Okay. All about the outcomes. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of stories and people and athletes and users that are constantly telling us, and obviously they're probably our best proponents and advocates of the technology, because once you fix one person, as a testament to all of the clinics that we have around the country, as well as all the users that are taking advantage of the RX and or PRS, it's kind of what makes our job pretty easy, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, 100%. It's super easy when we get everybody else involved in that. Your outcomes and you talking about your outcomes, it's going to help other people, help them. So truthfully, if this technology has been a benefit to you, please share it. Let us know. Tell us your story. Get on video. It takes like 30 seconds. As you can see, we had Lane Johnson. He's a busy man. And in my opinion, a very important man. He still took the time to do it. So yeah, please do it as well.
As a matter of fact, maybe Sarah, if she's watching, we'd love to anybody that wants to tell their story. We've got a simple video that takes about 2 minutes to do. We'd love to have you do that, and we could send you. Everybody could use pads for their PRS or RX. So if you want to tell your story, love to send you some free pads for your device. So maybe we can put the link up or send us and we can, look at that.
Look how quick. I
love it, Sarah.
And free pads. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it isn't a bad deal. I mean, who can't use free pads?
Yeah.
I share my PRS so much that it's like, even I, can use more pads. So
100%.
Good stuff. Okay, well, let's so really what we wanted to do, Jake, and I can't wait to pick your brain about this. There's so many different technologies out there. I wanted to kind of talk about how do we integrate this with other technologies, and how can you best utilize the technology with so many different technologies available for others. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a common question that we get, you know, because people get kind of accustomed to things that they really enjoy. And they think that as a result of using our technology, we're against a lot of the other things that might do very similar things, whether it's blood flow or, you know, as you can see, we have certain technologies out there that, you know, we're not really pushing, but we have these in other clinics and they use them with our technology. One of the things I want to kind of touch on is what you can see here with Lane Johnson. It's probably hard to see in the smaller video, or the smaller picture, but on his forehead, he actually is doing dry needling while he is, you know, in basically the either recovery or he's doing a pregame. And I'm guessing he's probably doing more of a pregame with the PRS. So kind of getting the two together, and that's not uncommon. There's a lot of clinics that will use dry needling, you know, with the PRS, along with some of these other things that you can see up there.
So give me just, you know, for the layman and for myself, tell me a little bit about what dry needling is all about and how that works.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it. I know the basics of what its premise is, and a lot of times I think people will confuse dry needling with acupuncture. I think they both have their place. Both will provide some blood flow, certainly not to the degree that ours does. So when you get our technology with either one of these, you're going to see a lot better benefits. Dry needling focuses more on the muscularity and trigger points, and acupuncture is more of if you had like soreness and pain. Just kind of getting blood flow into that area. Acupuncture is good for that all around. But as you can see here, they're really targeting a trigger point here for Lane Johnson, and then they're using the blood flow as that secondary feature of, you know, generating more of that energy of recovery or even pregame. Both are good.
I love it. So why don't we talk about some of these other techniques here, just so that some of our listeners understand or know what's available out there that complements the PRS and or even the RX for that matter.
Yeah, correct. So the next one, Normatec, that's a popular one. It's been around for quite some time. A lot of athletes use it. You go into a lot of the training facilities, you will see Normatec that's in there. And I can say, almost brag on ourselves, as we're going through the last several years, you're going to see our technology in these same locker rooms, and they're using them together. To give you an idea of Normatec, it's that top right corner. It's like that boot looking thing. That's the more common one. Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, the common one is the one that goes over your leg, over your knee, and up to your hip. But they also have upper body as well as a hip. And what it does is it basically just gives you muscle compressions. And there are doctors that will use this along with either the PRS or the RX, where some have chosen to use the background mode or just using that main pulse suspend and turning it up while they're getting compression. And some people actually use this with muscle contractions. I would argue either is fine. It's probably patient and doctor preference for the most part, but you're going to see some benefits either way, and you can't go wrong. Normatec's a great technology. Obviously, we're partial to what our technology can do with so many things, whether it's muscle contraction or blood flow. You put those two together, phenomenal results happen, and a lot of them have. And it's why for several years we've been working with that technology with a lot of clinics.
Yeah. First of all, I have to compliment you that, you know, we get a video from Lane Johnson about 20 minutes ago, and then you pulled together this presentation and found a picture of him using the PRS along with some of these other technologies. So I've got to compliment you for you being, you know, having the flu. I'm still very impressed. So let's go to the next one. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Hyperice is another good one. I'm going to click back really quickly. Hyperice, if you look right in the center, you can see that individual. He's actually, it's that kind of a massage looking gun, and he's hitting his shoulder. That's the more common technology with Hyperice. It has the ability to just sort of like a version of myofascial release or any type of like massage. So if you have tight muscles, this does a good job with that. Now there is a sphere or a ball that you can use as well. I use this one because that's a common one that you can literally go on Amazon and purchase. So how can you utilize this technology with ARP? Well, a lot of people use this to help loosen the muscles and stretch. Well, I will say, because we have such a great ability in increasing range of motion, you can place those pads in tight muscles. I'll give you an example. Stretching out someone with tight hamstrings and glutes, you can essentially just surround that area, pad above, pad below, while hitting it with the Hyperice gun. And when you're stretching with the technology on, you're just going to get faster results and even better results for that range of motion, because you have a technology that is specifically designed where we have proven we can increase range of motion time and time again. And with this technology of Hyperice, you're now loosening the muscles to get that much greater of a result. So if someone's competitive or they just want to get back into their life faster, there you go. Combine those two, you will not be disappointed. I can speak from experience.
Wow, so basically, if I'm hearing you right, because I obviously now, I understand and have tried all those technologies now that you've described them. But so you're saying, as we look at pad placement, and typically, and we can go into that, the pad placements that we use for, let's just say, a shoulder issue isn't on the point of the pain of origin. You put it in areas that will, enhance the strength around that to, strengthen that area, so it's doing the absorption necessary. Are you saying then potentially utilizing the gun to kind of loosen some of that muscles around that shoulder area as an example?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, great question. So shoulder's a great example, where if someone had frozen shoulder, a common pad placement that I've seen is like medial biceps. So right in the biceps tendon area, and then going posterior delt behind the shoulder. And with the Hyperice gun or any type of massager, it doesn't necessarily have to be that product. It literally can help, sort of palpate that area while you're actually getting muscle contractions and it's getting looser. So you have two great technologies kind of working together while you're turning up that output power and you're going through movement. And that's really the key with us, is you have the movement and you're hitting it with, some sort of massage gun to loosen up that tightness. But like you said, Matt, you're hitting the areas that were perhaps the breakdowns, as opposed to, just the pain, the origin of pain. We've discussed this so many times that the pain isn't necessarily going to be that point of breakdown. It just is the symptom. And so you can treat the symptom with a technology like Hyperice or things like that. And we can fix that issue by using our technology and anchoring those pads and where those breakdown points are at.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, as I'm listening to this, it's kind of inspiring me to try to get some more. We have so many massage therapists that are utilizing the PRS as part of their treatment, as they're, doing some deep tissue massage. I think we should I'd love to get one of those, somebody from throughout the country. So if you're a therapist out there utilizing our technology, and we know you're out there, we'd love to invite you so we can learn from you and the techniques you use by using the PRS alongside. I think we had a guest on early on our Q&As talking a little bit about that, but maybe we kind of revisit that. Love it. Absolutely. So let's go to the next one, the power plate, because I can't wait, because the picture you got is pretty remarkable. I love the power plate, but I want to hear from you. That core. Look at that. That's impressive. If anybody's ever been on a power plate.
Yeah, she's doing the boat, or Pilates and things of the nature aren't really my thing, but good for her to be able to do that on a power plate. It's basically just an oscillation plate. It doesn't necessarily have to be the brand of a power plate, but it oscillates your muscles. It recruits a lot of muscle fibers. It also does increase range of motion. I'm a big proponent of power plate. I worked with this technology before I even knew anything about ARPwave. So I'm going to have probably some partial beliefs with it of what it can do, and working these two together. I loved it, because I use the power plate not just to stretch, but I used it for certain isometrics and things for actually training and working out. So you combine that with our technology, it's like Goliath meets Samson meets steroids, and you do it all naturally. So it's wonderful.
Yeah, I think just about every NFL, pretty much every professional sporting team has that technology. And I think, and I'd love to pick your brain a little bit about, Jake, how that, because there's so much going on when you've got that vibration, if you will, and how is it, it's really firing up a lot of the fiber and muscles in the area as you're doing not only a stretch, but you're also incorporating and bringing in a lot of the different muscles. Very similar to how this technology works, right? So you're trying to basically make sure that everything is firing, and if there's anything, to avoid any compensatory issues with something that isn't, firing for whatever reason. Is that a pretty accurate statement?
Yeah, so the vibration is going to be a little bit different as far as how it's going to recruit muscle fibers, but yeah, it is doing very similar things, just on a different type of technology. So you're kind of meshing that that vibration or oscillation essentially with electrical contraction. So you kind of hit it from both ends, which is one of the reasons why I think it's so successful. Sometimes more isn't better, but in this case, it's not necessarily more. It's two different things that are on a great level of success. Now, I will say what I've learned over the course of the years is that as good as I think the power plate is, and as much as I've enjoyed it for the strength training, it probably excels better at its increasing range of motion and stretching. Whereas I will say with ARPneuro, the range of motion is great. I think it's part of the many things it can do. And I know for a fact, by using both of them, I've gotten a lot better results from the ARPneuro technology when it comes to building strength. So putting them both together, I think does kind of give a lot better punch to it. But yeah, two different things, two different technologies kind of hitting him from two different directions, but very similar, in its own way, if that makes sense.
I love it. Okay, well, let's go on to the next one, because we've got a lot of questions coming in here. And if you have a question, feel free to chime in here. We've got them listed here that we can see, and we'll start adding those on here as we get through the next.
Yeah. So this one, I mean, it's not a new technology, and it's a kind of old school. It's been around for quite some time. I put it down there because it has proven to do very well in certain offices. And one of our doctors in the Chicagoland area uses this all the time for, just kind of proprioception and kind of getting the awareness, the muscle awareness while you're getting muscle contractions. So I always thought it was a unique technique. He liked it so much by using the mini Bosu balls with this technology that he incorporated it in every one of his rooms, where he actually runs 4 simultaneous RXs at once, in many cases with 4 different patients, and all of them are utilizing not just the RX technology, but they're doing some sort of, balancing, trying to get that, proprioception along with that muscle contraction by using the Bosu ball with this technology. I love it. Did it myself.
So for those that don't understand what a Bosu ball is, what is a Bosu ball?
Yeah, it's anybody who's been to a gym or a PT clinic, it's literally just think of an actual ball, a full ball, like full of air, and then it's just a half of it,
Okay.
and
like,
so
is it typically, I've seen them, they're blue with, typically blue with different
yeah, I honestly didn't put a picture on there because I thought everybody knew what that was, but these are if you haven't seen a Bosu ball, though, it is actually designed originally it was for like PT, when you're trying to get your balance back, you're trying to sort of work on, again, proprioception, being aware of your body without having to look down. And so the doctor out of Chicagoland area uses that same concept of being aware of your body, not having to look down, keeping focus, retraining the muscles. And now you have the RX, which kind of works as an external brain neurologically now connecting with this. So your proprioception is getting better and your body awareness is getting better. But that coupled with the neurological aspect, now you're retraining the muscles where it actually works more efficiently. So you combine those two together. Once again, you're taking two great things. Bosu Ball's been around for a while, and it's been successful. And now you're coupling it with this, and huge success with that.
Yeah, I just did a Google search while you were talking on a Bosu Ball. Now I completely understand what it is. So if you don't know what it is, just do a good Google search and see image, and you'll now now I've seen it everywhere. So great for balance, obviously, and it helps fire up. It forces you to use muscles. Let's say you're trying to strengthen an ankle or something, right? It's kind of intended for you to help that stability. So, you know, utilizing that alongside of the PRS or RX is obviously a game changer.
Yeah, 100%. So, you know, this is a list of the most common technologies and techniques that I'm aware of, that people have asked me, people in general, PTs, chiros, even MDs, can these things be incorporated with the technology? So we wanted to answer those questions. I mean, absolutely. And they are being used with this. Not only are they being used with it, new things have been developed as a result of that. And the Bosu ball, as simple as it is, I've never seen it utilized the way it's been utilized at Dr. Sam Battaglia's office in the Chicagoland area. So shout out to him.
There's a couple comments for they're definitely challenging and it works. They're gray and blue. Yeah. So that's good. And balancing act. I love it. So good stuff.
It could be frustrating, and that's kind of the idea. I think his premise behind that is being able to handle the muscle contractions which can be hard by themselves. And now you're putting yourself on this unstable surface, and you're trying to go through movements, sometimes squats or lunges. And at the same time, you know, it's helping you recover from your injury. So yeah, wonderful stuff.
Couple questions here, you know, going back on pad placement, you know, why black pad higher and red below? I don't know if you want to jump on that one. That can intrigue me.
Yeah, that one's, it doesn't necessarily have to be black pad is higher. I'm not sure where that comes from. The red is definitely different than the black, just specifically because of the direct current wave. So with the way the PRS is set up, the black is always going to be running in the direction towards the red. So you can always reverse that current. It's not always black above, red below. Sometimes that varies. And we take advantage of which way we want to draw the blood flow sometimes. And that's where we'll end up changing it. So sometimes the black is on the bottom and we're raising it, and the red is on the top. So that will vary. Now with the RX, you do have the ability, you can switch that without actually switching the pads. You can actually reverse it, and the red could be the main current running to the black. So yeah, good question, but not sure exactly where it's coming from, where black is always on the top.
You got to show the one that made me laugh. This, from Andrea.
Oh boy. Yeah. This tells me that, Andrea, you have gone through this and have dealt with this treatment. So kudos to you. You have a lot of courage, a lot of strength, a lot of patience, and probably have a phenomenal balance at this point. And
I love it.
You know, muscle awareness is wonderful. I do want to give a quick shout out to this gentleman here, AQ Chino, the Costa Rican warrior, I call him. So shout out to everybody in Costa Rica. A lot of people out there that I was connected with over the years. We did a fitness retreat out there. He's just saying happy 2024. And, you know, I'm not sure if he has a PRS, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Good to see you, Costa Rican warrior.
Good stuff. Well, good, man. This is a great intro. We've had a lot of questions on integrating some of these different technologies. We're kind of winding down here. You know, awesome way to pull together, getting a video, you know, 10 minutes before we start, and then finding this picture was remarkable, Jake. So I've got to, you know, give you kudos for that. So
no worries. And if someone's wondering what he's kind of going through, this is just your traditional, it kind of works as almost a concussion protocol, sort of, but we're not running that. So, you know, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I believe he had a pad on the back of his neck and then 2 pads on the bottom of his feet. You can also reverse that. So this is a case where you could actually have both black pads on the bottom and run the current upward, where the red pad's on the back of your neck. And it's just essentially getting blood flow into that area as either recovery or basically sort of a pregame sort of warm up. As you can see here, 20 minutes plus, you know, sometimes it could be even longer. And you want that output power either to maximum intensity or comfort. I would say you don't want to go too much where you're contracting the muscles so much where you're going into tetany or, you know, you're actually making yourself fatigue, especially on a pre-game. You just want to loosen it up.
Love it. Well, good stuff. I think that we're kind of winding down. So I guess I have one last. Oh, go ahead. Where to find help? Obviously, we've got a ton of training courses and classes. If you're one of our clinics, easy to sign up to get more training or get any of your staff training on the RX or PRS. And then we're going to be doing these live Q&As pretty much Monday. We got a great guest coming up, I think, on Monday, since he's calling in from or dialing in, zooming in from the UK. A professional golfer is going to talk about how he's integrated the RX and the PRS on a daily basis to his program. So that'll be exciting.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely love it. I got one more question for you, Matt.
Nope. I'm asking the questions here, my friend.
Gotta know.
All right. Who do you like, Michigan or Washington? I knew you were going there.
Well, I know that Michigan has already taken the lead, but
don't say that. I've got it on tape. Now you've ruined it, but I love it.
I'm sorry, but my pick is Washington. I'm going for the underdogs. I've been following them all year. I've been very impressed with that team. I feel like if they strike hard this first half and they hang with Michigan's defense and they're able to get a few points, I think at the end of the second half, they're gonna come out with the win. That's my opinion,
should be a good game. Fans. Yep, love it. So you knew I was going there. So appreciate your time. Looking forward to our next Q&A. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We've got a whole library of videos, info@ARPneuro.com. If there's something that you want us to attack on a live Q&A, we'd love to do that. Again, last shout out to our one of our clients in Lane Johnson. It's the last night, so get out. For those that are watching this, please vote.
Yes. Great
man on and off the field, and wish him all the best. Hopefully he brings home the W.
I love it. Yeah, he should. Let's bring him over the curb and give him the lead. He definitely.
I love it. Good stuff. Well, Jake, I'm looking forward to 2024. Should be a fun and exciting year. Looking forward to helping as many people as we can with this technology, and very excited to the way that we started and kicked off the year.
100%. Happy New Year to you too, Matt, and Happy New Year to everybody else. Hope everyone has a safe, healthy 2024.
Sounds good. Good night, everybody.
Good night.